Hello everyone. Let's talk about the frequently used functions in Excel. I want to introduce three major functions to everyone in this lecture. The if function, the VLOOKUP function, and lastly, we will learn how to design pivot tables. Sometimes you need to make some decisions in Excel. For instance, in the profit calculator example, we want to calculate if we need to pay taxes to the government. We recorded all the yearly profits in the G column. And the tax regulation rule is, if a yearly profit is greater than 0, then we should use this yearly profit to multiply the tax rate in order to calculate the taxes we should pay to the government. If the yearly profit is 0 or less than 0, which means we suffered a loss in that year, then we don't need to pay any taxes to the government. In other words, we pay 0 taxes to the government. Now let's use the if function to design this application. In cell H7, I want to type in $if and then parentheses. Between the parentheses, I want to make a decision first. I want to compare the value in cell G7 with the value 0. I want to say if the value in G7 is greater than 0. In other words, if the yearly profit of 2002 is greater than 0. And then a comma. If it is, then I want to use the value in G7 to multiply the tax rate in this state, which is 8.5%. And then another comma. The next value I want the if function to output is number 0. This means if the yearly income is less than or equal to 0, then we don't need to pay taxes or pay 0 taxes to the government. Now you can press the Enter button on your keyboard. As you can see, we get the taxes we owed to the government in 2002. What about the other 9 years? Do we need to calculate them one by one? No, we only need to drag the Autofill button of cell H7 to the rest of the cell in the H column. Now you get all the taxes we owed to the government. What is the benefit of using the if function? As you can see, this function considers two different scenarios and can help us to find the correct answer in different scenarios. Let's say we find a mistake in this accounting report. In 2005, the cost is supposed to be $130 million. Now we suffered a $9 million loss in 2005. The taxes we owed to the government of that year changed to 0. Why? Because the if function will check if the value in G10 is greater than 0. Because negative 9 is less than 0, so we want the if function to output 0 to cell H10. Now let's see another example. In some states, such as California, employees should pay state income taxes as well as federal taxes. In some other states, such as Texas, employees only need to pay federal income taxes, not state income taxes. Suppose your company has 2 branches. One is in California and another one is in Texas. You can create a calculator to help the accountants to decide if employees from different branches should pay state income taxes. This is how. In cell I6, I want to type in $if and then parentheses. First, I want to compare an employee's location code in cell H6 with the standard or criteria CA. And then a comma after the double quote. Here you need to notice that CA are letters. They are not numbers anymore. In Excel, anytime when you want to compare letters, words, or sentences, you always use 2 double quotes to include them. As you can see in this case, 2 double quotes to include the letters CA. After the comma, we want the if function to output some result. If the employee's location code is CA, then we should use the employee's monthly salary, which is in cell G6, to multiply the 10% tax rate, and then a comma. The next value is 0. This means if the employee's location code is not CA, then that employee doesn't need to pay state income taxes to the government. And then press the Enter button on your keyboard. Now let's double check our design. The first employee's location code is TX. He doesn't need to pay any state income taxes. So in cell I6, the value is $0. We can drag the Autofill button of I6 to the rest of the cells in the I column. Now we can say who doesn't need to pay state income taxes, who should pay, how much he or she should pay. If you want to highlight who should pay, you can use a function called Conditional Formatting in Excel. Click on the Home tab on the top, and then in the Styles region, find the Conditional Formatting. Click on the little triangle on this button, and then choose Highlight Cells Rules, and then choose Greater Than option. In this new window, in the first box, I want to type in value 0. In the second drop-down list, I can choose different format style. For this case, I choose the third one, green fill with dark green text. This means if an employee needs to pay state income taxes, then I want to use the green color to fill that cell, and the value inside of the cell will be shown in dark green color. By doing so, I can highlight who should pay state income taxes in my company, how much he or she should pay. Let's click OK. Now you can see in this state income tax calculator, I also highlighted the employees who should pay state income taxes. In this example, you should notice that when you want to compare letters, you must include the letters, words, or sentences with 2 double quotes. If you only want to compare numbers, you don't need to use the 2 double quotes.